I'm in the middle of not one and not two, but 17 different book series, you guys. So let's just get to reading so we can get some of these off our list.
Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd pop in here for a quick little intro for this video because today we're going to be reading a book series that I am in the middle of so many series right now. I'm super excited because I'm finally able to check some of these things off my list. I'm in the middle of a lot and I want to start a lot of series this year, so I feel like I gotta get some checked off before I can start some new ones. And the first book you're gonna see in this video is The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. Let's just jump right into the video now, shall we? It's crazy, by the time that you're seeing this, it's gonna be 2025, but we are starting out for this reading vlog with The Prisoner's Throne. I actually have already started reading it. I am currently 100 pages into the book. I don't remember if I read the first book in this duology in a reading vlog or not, but I read this, like, for me right now, beginning of 2024 in January, I'm pretty sure. Just get comfy there, girly. I read it in the beginning of 2024. Honestly, I was so not impressed with it. It was such a big disappointment for me, and so I actually had just put off the book. It just like wasn't interesting. Like I put off reading this second book because it was not what I thought it was. This one is like kind of turning out, I think, to be a little bit more interesting so far. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything that happened in the first book. I do remember some things like as they're being mentioned and like going through and like why Oak is where he is, like at the Citadel, but yeah, I don't really remember anything. Truthfully, like I said, I did not love the first one. The first one followed mostly Ren's point of view. I don't think we ever went into Oak's point of view, but in this book we are following in Oak's point of view, which is more interesting because Oak in general is just a more interesting character than Ren. Ren, you didn't know really anything about. You did see her in the Cruel Prince trilogy, but she was like a young kid, just like Oak was during that trilogy. And even then in the first book, Stolen Heir, like I said, I think you're in her point of view, and she is just like not really that interesting of a character. Like she's not like, she's kind of almost like feels like more of this hopeless or helpless female main character who like just like has so much trauma and backstory where like there's still just nothing going on, where like she's just kind of there and she's the sole focus of the story, but she herself is not an interesting character. That's just how I feel. It's hard to give you any updates on this book considering, like I said, I don't remember much from the first one, but like I said, I am 100 pages in. If you read the first book or if you read this duology, you kind of know what happens at the end of the first book. He is out of that. He is out of that so far. Like they just had dinner. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm 100 pages in on chapter 8, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But the reason I'm reading this right now is because, well, for one, I want to just get this series off my series I'm in the middle of, and then two, because it's all like the iciness, because they're in the Citadel, which is a like frozen like ice castle and stuff like that, or the ice needle they call it, I can't remember. And I'm just like, oh, wintertime. Yeah, that's all I have to update you on right now. I guess I'll update you in a little bit once I get a little bit further in, if it gets more interesting. So far, like I said, this one is more interesting because Oak is genuinely a more interesting character. He has so much depth to him and so much, like, he's a very cunning, very strategic person, so like just seeing all of his thoughts play out into like why he does what he does is very, very interesting. First book in this video we're reading is The Prisoner's Throne, so super fun, super exciting. Yeah, I'm actually about to start filming another video, but I wanted to update you first. Book series I'm in the middle of. I'm almost done with The Prisoner's Throne. Honestly, super slow going. I want to say, I think roughly, I only have like roughly around 50-ish pages left. So I will finish it today. I just don't know when. Probably finish it like later tonight and I'll update you when I am finishing it. It's going okay. Like I thought it was better when I updated you last time than what I think of it now. I don't know. It's just so slow. I don't know. And I can't even say it's really that slow because I feel like it is actually a normal pace for this type of book, but I don't know. I'm just like not enjoying it as much as I really wanted to, you know? And that like sucks. Like I am very sad that I'm not enjoying this as much because I had such high hopes because everybody was talking about how much they loved this series and this book, or like after the fact because it's a spin-off series of The Cruel Prince, and everyone who loves The Cruel Prince loved this series. And I'm like, I loved The Cruel Prince, but I just like am not loving this series at all. So that's a big disappointment for me. I'll update you when I finish that one, and we'll move on to the next book. Alright guys, I finished The Prisoner's Throne. So that is a series I literally can finally check off my list, okay? Because I literally started reading that at the beginning of 2024. At the beginning of 2024. And it literally took me till the end of 2024 to read the second book. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna say I enjoyed the second one really that much. It genuinely was just okay. Like, I felt like bored, kept kind of getting distracted easily. There were times where I was like very invested in what I was reading, but there was never a point where I just genuinely wanted to pick up the book and continue reading. This one obviously follows all the events after The Stolen Heir. So if you didn't read that one, you won't really know what's going on to this one. But like I said earlier in this video, this one follows Oak's point of view, and this is basically Oak trying to basically undo everything that he has caused. And that is the best way that I can explain it without giving away spoilers. Because obviously, like, if you don't know what goes on in the first one, then like you won't know what really proceeds in this one. And I honestly can't even really tell you what happened in the first one to even kind of give you a glimpse of like what this duology is. But I do already know what book I want to read next, because this is another one that I started in like June, July-ish. I know I did. Oh, I'm gonna pop this up here. And this is like a no brain power type of romance, okay? The Twisted series by Anna Huang. I very much enjoyed the first one. Ugh, I just scratched that with my nail and it makes my skin crawl. Oh, sorry. Like I said, we've very much enjoyed the first one. The first one follows Alex and I don't even remember her name. I don't remember her name. Honestly, don't even know if I care. And truthfully, the book gave Wattpad, and that's what I'm thriving off of, okay? I know a lot of people love this series, and a lot of people love this book in particular, so I'm very, very excited. I know this one is about the princess and her bodyguard. Like, come on. You can't tell me this series does not give Wattpad when... Oh, Ava. I think her name was Ava. When Ava in the first book, her best friend is a princess. The guy she still happens to start dating in the first book is a millionaire, owns his own company. Also her brother's best friend. You can't say that doesn't give Wattpad. Honestly, I'm so excited to start reading this. And I can't stop laughing because, like, I'm not embarrassed, but at the same time, maybe I am. I don't know. I think I might start reading this tonight. I'm also glad because I know this is on Kindle, but honestly right now I'm gonna go through my physical book because I know I'm gonna try and read, because my goal this year is to read more of my physical books. And so if I can do that, which I mean, I can easily do that with this one on my Kindle just because it's a physical book I have, and me reading it even on my Kindle will take it off my physical TBR. I'm probably gonna start this tonight or something like that. Maybe I'll check in tomorrow. Who knows? I've started Twisted Games. And I just want to say, I'm on page 9. Literally, why is it so dramatic? Like, I get it, she's a princess, but like, why are we being so dramatic right now? Like, why is Reese so hostile? Literally so dramatic. I just can't. Bro, he literally shows up in this first chapter and is like, you need to move. And she's like, I need to move? Like, what do you mean? And then literally, and now he's like, I've already detected. What does he say? Hang on. I've detected 6 security vulnerabilities. We need to address this ASAP. Bro, relax. She literally has 2 bodyguards in the room. She literally has her former bodyguard, who's gonna be training him for a week, and then her new bodyguard, who is him, in her house with her. I think she's good. I think you just need to relax a little. Yeah, so gonna keep reading. We'll see how it goes. It's already so dramatic. It's already dramatic. For what? I mean, Wattpad at its finest, I guess. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I'm trying to adjust to make it the best angle for you right now because of what I'm doing. Anyways, I have been reading Twisted Games. You guys, I have this much of the book left. I literally have been bulldozing through this book. It's eating. It's eating. And I have not been keeping you updated. I'm on chapter 41 and 325 pages in. I haven't updated you since the first time I picked up the book. But it's eating. Okay, you guys, let me give you an update too because, okay, I haven't been updating you, but I sure have been updating TikTok. TikTok knows all about how I feel about this book. I've just been posting like the photos of me like reacting to certain things within the book. None of them are really like spoilers or anything like that. So I've been reading this book. I've been reading Twisted Games. You guys, it eats. At first I was like, why is Reese so dramatic? But tell me why I'm obsessed with him. Literally love him. Okay, he is great in every way, shape, and form. I decided I'm gonna update you on the book while I was doing my makeup for the day because I just needed to get ready. I figured I'd do something kind of entertaining while I tell you about this book. So far, you know, this is, I don't even technically call it a slow burn. That's what people say it is. Definitely, I wouldn't say it's a slow burn. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. If you guys cared what my makeup routine is, it's literally so quick. And this is not even like an everyday makeup routine. I do not think that this is a slow burn in the slightest, okay? Because stuff with them happens pretty early on. It's more of like the timeline makes it a slow burn. It takes place over the course of 4 years, I think she says. The first 2 years happen in the first part of the book, which I guess would make it the slow burn, right? Naturally, because it's not like nothing happens, you know what I mean? It's not like nothing happens within that first part of like them being, you know, in like this weird forbidden romance, you know what I mean? So like it's not like nothing happens and you're just like sitting there on the angst. Like you are for a good chunk of the first part of the book, but like you're not like, it's not like this hidden it's not like this angst that's like drawn out that you're like, oh my god, you're just like reaching, like their hands are almost touching and then they don't. Like that's just not how it is. It really does give Wattpad though, obviously, but I'm eating it up, okay? The one thing I can say, because last night, bro, I was ranting and raving because I am so mad for these characters. Like, bro, are you kidding me? So she is a princess, basically. And so this is a forbidden romance, obviously, between her and her bodyguard. He is what they call the staff and a commoner. So like, it's not like appropriate for her to be with him, right? That's all that's going on right now. And then, I don't want to like spoil, but there's like one part I really want to talk about because bro, I was ranting and raving in bed last night to my husband about this book because it just, the math wasn't mathing. Let me just double check the back of the book. Okay, so it's on the back of the book. Okay, it's not a spoiler. Okay, perfect. Let me tell you this thing that has me ranting and raving, okay? Her brother is only a few years older than her. Bridget is out of college. She's about like 22, 23, I think, at this point when this part of the book happens. So her brother advocates for love. So he is supposed to be the king, like, so she's like next, she's not even next in line for the throne at the beginning of the book, right? Her brother though is dating a, as they call, commoner, and he decides he wants to marry her. So he has to abdicate the throne because he cannot be king and not marry someone of a royal bloodline. I'm screaming because first of all, the audacity. I'm gonna rule this country and you're telling me I can't marry who I want to marry? Second of all, the brother is older than Bridget. Tell me how this man was being raised his whole life to be king. Like he was preparing his entire life to be king before he met this woman, and he wanted to be king. If you had to marry someone of a royal bloodline, how come you weren't already pursuing a princess or a duchess to marry? Because like the math isn't mathing. And yet somehow, because he'd only been dating this woman for 2 years. He'd only been with this woman for 2 years. She's a flight attendant. Nothing wrong with a flight attendant. But if you're a king and you know you're supposed to marry someone of royal blood and you've been with this woman for 2 years, you've known about this law. You've known. So the math isn't mathing as to why you knew you wanted to be king, but somehow ended up dating a flight attendant. Like, doesn't that just make you angry? So now Bridget, who didn't even want to be queen. She's like, I don't want to be a queen, so thank goodness I'm not even first in line for the throne. And then I would be even farther down the line for the throne when my brother has children. Didn't want to be queen, and he knew that. Doesn't that just make you so freaking angry? That her brother can now marry and love who he wants to, but she cannot. All for the sake of the country. Tell me how the math isn't mathing. The math isn't mathing. Broski knew about the law. Was like, I'm gonna just date this flight attendant, knowing that I have to marry someone of a royal bloodline to take the throne. Broski, you're like 25, 26 at this point. Where was your searching for a wife years prior, knowing that you were gonna take the crown? And I understand, like, you love her and that you want to be with her. That's fine. For the purpose of this book, I understand. It's making me so freaking angry, you guys. I literally have been ranting I can't believe I've done one thing for my makeup, and I've been ranting. My God, it makes me so angry. You guys, the math isn't freaking mathing. Okay? It just, like, doesn't make sense. I'm like, and, like, I understand, like, you want to marry for love, but, like, how come now Bridget can't? Now Bridget can't. And that was like her biggest thing. She was just like, I'm very happy that I'm not gonna ever take the throne because, for one, I want to marry for love. Like, my parents were just this exception where I think it was her dad was maybe it was her mom. I don't know. Her mom or something like that got lucky and actually fell in love with the person that she was in this arranged marriage with, right? But she was just like, I want to marry someone that I love. She has to Princess Mia this shit, okay? I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen because of some subtle things that have been said throughout the entire book, which those I don't want to spoil, so I'm not gonna say. Like, everything else I've said isn't a spoil. You find that out pretty early-ish on, I think, in the book, and then plus it also says on the back, her brother has to abdicate the throne, and basically everything that falls into it, right? Because it says he falls in love. You know, he abdicates the throne and she now has to become the queen. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me blush. I literally don't know anything about makeup, okay, you guys? Because my Target now has an Ulta in it. So I went to it and was like trying to find some stuff because I like doing my makeup a little bit. And like if I'm going out or like going someplace, like I like doing my makeup, or even just for the day, like if I'm filming stuff, like I like just like looking cute. I just like to get ready, you know? I like to like be a little bit girly girl. Okay, I literally got off track of my story. When I went to the Ulta at my Target, I was looking for like other blushes and like bronzers and stuff like that if I ever wanted to like do a little bit more of a makeup and stuff. So I went to the Ulta and I was looking at like the liquid blushes because I do follow some booktubers who also like do like makeup content, and I like the stuff that they use. I was like looking. Broski, tell me why that stuff is so expensive. Like for like a liquid blush, like tin, it was $23 for like the little mini one. I said, why is it so expensive? Oh my God. Like, it was crazy. I literally cannot believe that people spend that much money on makeup. And I'm like, and like I would only need the mini one anyway because I don't wear makeup that often. Like I said, I only do it to like really just kind of like look cute for the day if I want to. Like if I'm not going anywhere or if I'm not like filming or anything like that, I don't even like do it. Even if I am like going out and going to work or something like that, like I don't do it. I went to the Ulta and the stuff was so expensive. So I did end up getting two things actually. I ended up getting the Anastasia clear brow gel. You guys, how come nobody told me how life-changing brow gel was? I know this vlog is not literally supposed to be anything about anything other than books and book series I'm in the middle of, but I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about it because I'm here. Why not? How come nobody told me how life-changing brow gel is? Nobody told me. And then I also got this Tartelette tubing mascara from literally Tartelette. This is the mini one. I don't think I really like it, so I probably won't rebuy it. I'm obviously gonna use it. It's the only one I have right now, but I don't think I'm gonna buy another one. But this brow gel, ooh, you bet this is something I'm gonna be repurchasing all the time. Let me get back to the book at hand. So, Twisted Games. I am thoroughly enjoying it so far. I don't think I ever went into detail about any of that. Yes, I am enjoying it. It does make me physically angry though, okay? So I will say that it does make me very, very angry right now because of the situation they're in. I am just mad that she has to give up her own happiness because somebody else was dumb. everyone else is like just like doesn't even care. Like they don't even care that this is like hurting her. I understand like she's gonna be a queen and like there's sacrifices you do have to make for your country, and like, you know, like she didn't choose this. Like this is like something that, I mean, she does have a choice. She can advocate the crown and decide not to go through with it, but she doesn't want to do that for other purposes that I won't share because I don't want to spoil anything. But like she doesn't want to do that. She wants to do right by her country. But it's just absurd that nobody cares that she is physically hurting because she can't be with who she wants to be with. That's it for my rant. Like I was saying, I am enjoying the book, so I am very excited to finish it. I want to see what happens. I want to see if my theory is correct. Because of some of the things that they have been saying, I think my theory is going to be correct, or she's going to Princess Mia that law, which is fan-freaking-tastic. I'm going to go. I do have other work to do. I just wanted to update you on the book while I could. Anyways, that's it. I will see you later. You guys, this one plot twist I had a feeling of. Okay, so this was one of the things that I was like, oh, I think this is something that's gonna happen, like what I was saying before. But the other one I was not expecting. This is crazy. But then we just find out another tidbit of information that literally, and it's like I had a like weird suspicion, but like not this type of suspicion. This is crazy. Oh my god, this is wild. I'm doing my TikTok, hang on. Maybe I'll update you guys in a bit. Very good, very happy I read this. Very exciting. Everything. Okay, so you remember how a few hours ago when I was getting ready, I was ranting and raving. Okay, well, everything did work out in the end. Everything did work out in the end, okay? But to circle back to that, basically everything worked out in the end, right? There was no law stating that before you became the monarch of the country, which was the king or queen, that you had to be married. So I'm like, why didn't her brother just wait it out, get the thing appealed? Math isn't mathing. But anyways, I guess if we didn't do that, then we wouldn't have had a story. But either way, it still made me mad, and the math wasn't mathing, so I'm still mad about it. I finished. I very much enjoyed it, as if you guys didn't know. This one, I liked this one significantly more than I liked the first Twisted book. That one was good. That one was definitely more of like, he was very, very toxic, very possessive, very much like, you know what I mean? Like, boy, you're like, man, you're crazy. I kind of need you to take a step back. Whereas this man was just great. I don't want to call him crazy because he wasn't crazy. He was just, he had like a PTSD and like was just, I don't want to say paranoid, but was just very protective because it was in his nature of like what had happened with him, you know what I mean? So like this one at least made sense. He was protective, not possessive, okay? Well, he was, but like in a good way. Really loved. Love, love, love. Oh my gosh. That's it for this book. Don't remember what book I was gonna do next. I think I was gonna do, hang on, let me get it. Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I have to double check because I did like write down the books that I wanted to read just so I knew which ones I was like marking off on my checklist. I think it was this one. And this one again, I'm very excited about, okay, because Liz and Wes, I love them, okay? Better Than the Movies was a 5-star read for me, okay? I still think about them. I'm still obsessed with them, okay? It was a 5-star read for me 2 years ago, or yeah, in 2023 at this point. Still love and think about them, and so I'm very, very excited to go on and like see like what happens, because I know this is like a second chance romance that basically if they get a sequel, it's like you have to undo oops, dropped my phone. You know, when they get a sequel, you have to undo everything that was already done. So I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. But yeah, I'm not gonna start this tonight. I do actually have to read for something different before I start this one. So yeah, I will come back and check with you. Obviously, starting this book, it will be my next read for this video. All right, you guys, I'm finally gonna start Nothing Like the Movies for this reading vlog. This will be the last book that I do read, and this one will finish Better Than the Movies universe, which I'm super excited about. So we'll be finishing 2 series in this video. So exciting. Anyways, yeah, I'm so excited to be back with Wes and Liz. I loved them. Obviously in Better Than Movies. Better Than the Movies was a 5-star read for me, 6-star read. Let's hope that it lives up to the expectations that I have, because everything has to be undone in this book, which kind of disappoints me because I did love the way that it ended. We get Wes's point of view in this book as well. I'm super excited about that because I've always loved Wes's point of views and like the little bonus chapters that she's published for my silly little Wes Liz lovers. Okay, New Year's Eve. Let's get to it. Okay, you ready? You're your voiceover. Okay.
Hello friends, welcome back. So today we're going to be reading Nothing Like the Movies, and let me tell you girl, it is nothing like the movies. Oh my god. One would even go as far to say that it is like the books. Get it? Because it's a book.
Anyways, okay, hello you guys. It's a few days later, I think, since I've updated you. I don't even remember the last time I updated you for this vlog specifically. Clearly I'm not at my house. Me and Michael came away for the weekend, so we're here in this like cute little studio cabin. I'm currently reading Nothing Like the Movies, obviously, like I told you before. I read in the car a little bit yesterday. I'm definitely farther from the last time I obviously told you or updated you on. I'm now 268 pages in, chapter 28, and honestly, like, we don't have that much of the book left. Like, it's like only this much, and realistically, like, that should not take that long. I think it's like 200-ish pages, maybe. I don't know, like, we really haven't like progressed that much within the plot or the story of the characters yet, which I guess like is kind of on brand for like what happened in the first book, like with the way that she paced everything. I'm not sure how, like, so many noises. I'm a little overstimulated.
When they say Nothing Like the Movies, do they mean like all movies or just like a specific movie? So like they say Nothing Like Twilight, because man, nothing's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they talking about like the great feature film nominated multiple times, Grammy winning Lord of the Rings
she's
trilogy?
talking about,
Because
okay.
you're right, this is nothing like that.
No, so like the first book, like I told you yesterday on our car ride, right? The first book was about them like getting together for the first time. They were enemies to lovers, and she had a crush on his friend, and they were next door neighbors, but he'd been like in love with her this whole time. And so he agreed just so that he could spend time with her and hang out, that he was like, sure, I'll help you get him to ask you to prom, whatnot. It was basically about them just like getting together and like that progress. And so she was a big into romance movies. So it was called Better Than the Movies because their romance was in her brain better than the movies. What?
Sounds exactly like movies.
It's because the actual feeling of it happening was better than like watching it on a screen and like feeling that way. Do you get what I mean? And then this one is nothing like the movies because this one is like their second chance romance. And usually when there's like that third act conflict or like when the couple gets like is trying to get back together within the films, he's saying like this is nothing like the movies, like and how they get back together and stuff like that.
Kind of is what you described.
All right. Okay. Anyways, you got that synopsis of it. Like I was saying, there is not much updates to give you because they haven't really moved forward in their relationship very much. They're still at the point where like Wes is still just trying to be Liz's friend and Liz is just like not having it. Like she really wants nothing to do with it, but they're both at school together now. Yeah, and basically you find out more about why they broke up in the first place and why Wes ended things with Liz. Only a little bit more though. Like you don't get everything, which is like, it's like whatever, it's fine. But anyways, yeah, that's what's happening. I'm gonna finish reading this today. And I don't know if I'll update you at all by the time that I finish this, because I might just update you when I come home from this reading vlog. You guys, I finished not Better Than the Movies. That's the wrong book. Nothing Like the Movies. I finished. Oh, of course the heat has to come on right as I'm sitting over here to talk to you. Yeah, so like I said, I finished Nothing Like the Movies. I don't know. Okay, I rated it like a 4 stars immediately on Goodreads, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it at a 4 stars. I liked it and like it was fun, but like I don't know, like Liz this time around like just was annoying me way more than obviously in the first book, because in the first book she was obviously just being like cute and funny and quirky and like being herself, whereas this one it just like felt like she just felt like she was being this like annoying girl who was just like, oh, I'm just like too good for you now type of thing. Not even like that, not that she like was like that, but like I don't know, it's just like she was just annoying me. Like Wes was like legitimately trying, like actually trying, and I understand like they just like it was a miscommunication, which I hate. Like he was actively trying and she just like wasn't having it, and I'm like, okay, relax. Yes, I finished this book, but I will probably do a full-on wrap-up, updated thoughts, feelings on all the books I read in this video when I get home. So I will see you in like 2 days. So as you can see, I am back home from the cabin. I've been home for a lot longer than a week. So this video is long overdue for me to end. I read a total of 3 books in this video. Honestly, all of them were good like finishers or even good like books to be in the middle of for the rest of the series that I had going on, or just like for just what I was reading in general for mood reading. First one we read was Prisoner's Throne. I'm not gonna talk too much about this one just because literally I could not tell you a single thing that happened, nor is it instilled in my brain. I was entertained some of the time while reading it, but most of all, it's mostly just very, for me personally, forgetful, and I don't know, I'm a little disappointed in that because I absolutely loved the Cruel Prince trilogy, which is the trilogy that comes before this book series. This is just a duology. This is the Stolen Heir duology. This one follows Prince Oak, who is a child in the first few books, but this one takes place years after. He is now like 19 years old now in this one, where in the first book he I think is like 8 or 9, so a good 10-year difference. Okay, but yeah, so I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna talk too much about this one. It was fine, it was good, it was nice while I was reading it, but honestly super forgetful. I think I only rated this one about a 3 stars, and I'm honestly gonna stick with that. Like, not that I wouldn't recommend this book or this series, because other people who have loved this book series who also loved The Cruel Prince, and I loved The Cruel Prince. That is a 5-star series for me, but I just personally didn't love this one or connect to this book series or to this duology as much as I thought I would have. So that's a little bit disappointing. But anyways, we can check this series off our list. Round of applause for me, honestly. We got 1 series finished. It was a duology, yes. Does it still count? Absolutely. Twisted Games by Anna Huang. You guys, I absolutely ate this book up. This one was so good. This one was so fun, so entertaining. This was the first book I actually read in 2024. So honestly, a great start to the year, okay? This is, as if you guys didn't know, as if I didn't rant and rave about it throughout the entire video, about Bridget, who is a princess, and she has this like forbidden romance with her bodyguard. There is an age gap, but let me tell you, this one ate, okay? This one was so good, so entertaining, so fun. Literally, like, it just like had a really nice pace. The beginning of the book, I was literally like, Reese, what are you doing? Why are you being so dramatic? But in the end, it was all worth it because I said, oh, Reese? eat him up. I give this one a solid 4 stars. Honestly, I would highly recommend it. I enjoyed this one way more than the first book in the series. So I'm excited to see how like the next 2 in this series go. I'm super excited to actually like finish this up. This is a great palate cleanser book, you guys. Okay, so if you're in between, or if you love like fantasy or like thrillers, or just like you kind of sometimes just need like no brain power, this is perfect. Okay, this series, this type of book is perfect for that. Okay, and also literally plot twists. There was plot twists in this book, okay? I was not expecting, and it really threw me for a wild ride, okay? The one thing I will say about this book that other people also say is that it's a slow burn. I don't agree that it's a slow burn. I mean, it takes place over the course of 4 years. It's definitely not a slow burn in the sense of like nothing happens with them until like way later in the book. Like stuff happens with them way before I think the even 50% mark. So yeah, I'm not gonna count this as a slow burn. And then wrapping up so quickly because my camera battery is flashing. The last book we read was Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to say this is a disappointment. It's not. I definitely had a good time and I enjoyed it while I was reading it. It really wasn't necessary. Like, I did love it and I loved being back with Wes and Liz, but honestly, Liz this time around really, really annoyed me. She was kind of just like had this like really big attitude towards a lot of things. She was drastically different than what she was in the first book, which makes sense. I mean, she is older, like times change, things like that. But the way that she was like acting towards her friends and like Wes, it just like didn't add up because like, I don't know, but either way, I love Wes. The main thing that, like I said, that really annoyed me was that like Wes was actively trying. This is a second chance romance and Liz was just like not having it. She wasn't having any type of it, which I can understand for like the purpose of like why they broke up. But at the same time, the way that she's like thinking and feeling, I'm like, that's not lining up with what you're saying. I ended up giving this one, I think, a 3.5 stars, 3.75 stars. Like I said, I liked it, but it definitely just like was not necessary. So I'm glad I read it and I would definitely recommend it to people. But honestly, if you didn't read it, it's not that big of a deal. It's just more about like the nostalgia of being back with the 2 characters because I absolutely love Wes. Like Wes is such a cutie and a lover boy and I absolutely love him. Okay, I would die for him. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias as well as subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.